Sagittarius, before the month ends, a revelation will transform your entire life. Sagittarius, take a slow breath. Feel the air expand your chest and remember that you were born beneath a sky that has always whispered freedom into your soul. You've traveled far, sometimes through miles, sometimes through emotions, and along the way, you've learned to hide the wildfire of your truth just to keep the peace. But something inside you has been restless, hasn't it? Like a bowstring drawn too long, waiting for the moment to release. That moment, my friend, is near. Before this month ends, a revelation will arrive. Unexpected, undeniable, and utterly transformative. It won't come as chaos but as clarity. A moment when the fog lifts, when what you've been pretending no longer feels sustainable. When the voice within you, steady, ancient, wise, finally says enough. Enough of shrinking, of molding yourself to fit into places that can't hold your spirit. Enough of apologizing for dreaming beyond the horizon. The universe has been patient, but now it's preparing to remind you who you truly are. So stay open, Sagittarius. What's coming isn't punishment, it's liberation. The kind that shakes loose the dust of old fears and invites your authentic self to breathe again. If these words find a quiet echo in your heart, honor it. Like this message, share it, subscribe if you feel called. Not for me, but for the version of you that's finally ready to remember. Date 1, the end of pretending. Sagittarius, you've built a life around balance, between adventure and duty, between truth and diplomacy, between the yearning to roam and the fear of being misunderstood. Yet somewhere in that delicate dance, you learned the art of pretending. Pretending to be smaller, quieter, easier to digest. You've learned to dim your brilliance just enough so it wouldn't unsettle the people who secretly envy the courage in your eyes. And though the world applauded your adaptability, your soul has grown weary of this disguise. You can't keep playing a role written by someone else when the fire inside you was meant to write its own myth. You see, Sagittarius, your spirit is not built for moderation. It was sculpted from expansion, from galaxies that only know how to grow. But you've spent years squeezing yourself into smaller stories, trying to prove that you can be normal, manageable, safe. You've said yes when your heart screamed no. You've agreed to things that made your light flicker, believing that acceptance was more important than authenticity. That's the lie the world taught you, that your truth must be edited to be loved. Yet here you are, restless and radiant, with the divine wind stirring beneath your wings, whispering, "It's time to stop pretending." Before this month ends, something will happen. Perhaps a conversation, a confrontation, or a quiet moment alone that will shatter the illusion you've been living in. It will be the kind of revelation that doesn't ask for your permission. It demands your presence. You might feel the shock first as discomfort, maybe even loss, but underneath it is freedom calling your name. The universe is done watching you shrink for people who cannot see. It's done watching you silence your laughter in rooms too fragile to hold its sound. The cosmic arrow is being drawn back, and this time it's aimed at the truth. And what truth is that? That you, Sagittarius, have never been ordinary. You were never meant to fit neatly into systems, hierarchies, or relationships that confine. You are a seeker of meaning, not validation. A truth teller, not a pleaser. You have tried to convince yourself that it's noble to play small, to make others comfortable, to dim your dreams so no one feels left behind. But deep down, every time you silence your instincts, a piece of your light flickers out. Every time you doubt your own worth, the fire that once illuminated your path turns to smoke. And that's why lately, even when life seems stable, there's an ache you can't name. That emptiness isn't failure. It's the grief of your own unexpressed magnitude. Think of how many times you've withheld your truth in a meeting because you didn't want to seem arrogant. How often you've accepted half-hearted love because asking for more felt too much. How many dreams you've tucked away, convinced that timing wasn't right or that success would make others uncomfortable. Every one of those moments is a subtle betrayal of your own nature. And the universe, your greatest teacher, is about to intervene. Not with punishment but revelation. It will hold up a mirror so luminous that you will see every part of yourself you've been denying. You will see the poet who stopped writing because people preferred silence. The visionary who stopped sharing ideas because others mocked what they couldn't understand. The leader who kept stepping back so someone else could feel taller. And when you finally see that reflection clearly, you will feel anger, righteous, holy anger. Not toward anyone else, but toward the self-imposed chains you've been wearing. That anger is sacred. It's the spark that lights the torch of awakening. It's not destruction, it's ignition. The revelation that's approaching will teach you to channel that energy into power, not resentment. Into courage, not confrontation. Into creation, not chaos. You will begin to realize that humility was never meant to be self-erasure. True humility is knowing that your light was given to you by something divine and using it fully, not hoarding it out of guilt. You will remember that inspiration is not arrogance, it's service. Because when you rise into your full power, you don't overshadow others. You illuminate the path for them. Your greatness becomes a mirror that invites others to expand. The moment you accept this truth, your relationships will shift. Some will resist your growth. Some will accuse you of changing. But that's because your expansion exposes their stagnation. Let them be uncomfortable. You are not responsible for anyone's smallness. This revelation will not arrive as a thunderstorm, though it might feel like one. It will start subtly. A line in a conversation, a glance, a decision that feels small but burns with destiny. Maybe you'll wake up one morning and realize you can no longer tolerate certain dynamics. Maybe you'll finally send the message you've been afraid to write. Maybe you'll say no and mean it without apology. Whatever the form, it will mark the end of your masquerade. The end of pretending that your peace depends on pleasing others. And when it happens, Sagittarius, you'll feel something extraordinary, relief. The kind that travels through your bones like light. You'll breathe deeper. Colors will look brighter. Even your posture will shift because the weight of suppression will have finally lifted. The revelation will not simply change how others see you. It will change how you see yourself. You'll no longer crave external validation because you'll understand that recognition was never the goal. Alignment was. Imagine this, your younger self, the one who once looked at the stars and believed anything was possible, watching you now. That child didn't dream of survival, they dreamed of flight. The revelation that's coming will reconnect you with that original dreamer. The one who believed without evidence, who loved without fear, who walked into the unknown with trust as their only map. That version of you has been waiting patiently beneath layers of conditioning. And now the universe is peeling those layers away. Sagittarius, your bow is being drawn back because the arrow must fly farther. This revelation will not end your journey. It will redefine it. You're about to remember that you were never meant to blend in. You were designed to stand out. And the world has been waiting for the sound of your truth. Don't whisper it this time. Speak it like a prayer, like a promise, like the first word ever spoken in creation. Bold, pure, unstoppable. The end of pretending is the beginning of your destiny. Gate 2. The power of remembering who you are. Sagittarius, your life has been a long pilgrimage toward truth. You have wandered through philosophies, relationships, and careers like a traveler moving from temple to temple, searching for that one voice that would tell you, this is who you are. Yet every place you've stopped, every system you've studied, has eventually felt too small for the vastness inside you. You thought something was wrong with your restlessness, but now you're learning it was sacred. It was your soul refusing to settle for borrowed meanings. This revelation that approaches will not hand you new answers. It will strip away the false ones. It will remind you that the truth of who you are was never lost. It was simply buried beneath the noise of expectation. You've spent years collecting opinions about yourself from people who never truly knew you. Each one left a layer of dust on your spirit until your reflection became blurred. But clarity is coming, and it will feel like remembering your own name after years of being called something else. For too long, you've measured your worth by how well you performed in roles that weren't yours. You've been the motivator, the problem solver, the one who always finds the silver lining. You've comforted others even while your own heart was breaking. You've been strong when you wanted to rest, patient when you wanted to scream, polite when you wanted to run. And all of this was noble, but it was also exhausting, because it made you forget that your first responsibility is not to peacekeeping. It's to truth-keeping. And Sagittarius, your truth is wildfire. Purifies. Destroys illusion. It makes space for new beginnings. That's why people both admire and fear you. Because when you speak honestly, things change. You bring illumination where others prefer shadows. And yet, instead of embracing this gift, you've learned to silence yourself so no one feels threatened by your light. The revelation that's coming will no longer allow that silence. It will demand that you remember your sacred role as a truth bearer. The world needs your fire. Not a candle flame, but a bonfire of clarity. When you remember who you are, your relationship with fear changes. You realize that fear was never your enemy. It was your compass. It pointed to the exact places where you were meant to grow. Every situation that intimidated you was an invitation to rise. Every person who underestimated you was an unwitting teacher of your resilience. And every rejection you've endured was redirection. Divine choreography steering you back to authenticity. Do you remember that moment, Sagittarius, when you were younger and believed your voice could move mountains? When you stood under an open sky and swore that you'd live a life that mattered? Somewhere along the road, you learned to call that idealism naive. You were told to be practical, to tone down your fire, to chase stability over freedom. And so you built cages out of logic, security, and compromise. But a Sagittarius cage too long begins to lose their song. The revelation you're stepping into will break those bars. Not because you're reckless, but because your soul has completed its apprenticeship in limitation. The moment you remember who you are, you stop negotiating your worth. You stop explaining your intuition. You stop defending your dreams to people who can't see them. You stop lowering your standards just to feel safe. You begin to move differently, not out of arrogance but out of alignment. You start saying no to what drains you and yes to what expands you. You stop asking permission to be free. And when that happens, you'll notice something miraculous. The universe begins to rearrange itself around your truth. Opportunities that once felt unreachable will find you. People who vibrate at your frequency will appear effortlessly. Even your body will respond lighter, stronger, more alive. Because the truth has its own energy, and when you live in it, everything flows with divine precision. But this remembering will also expose what no longer belongs. Some people will step back. Some will misunderstand your transformation as rebellion or pride. Don't chase their approval. Sagittarius energy isn't meant to beg. It's meant to bless. When you outgrow old circles, it's not rejection. It's redirection toward your tribe. You'll find people who don't fear your magnitude because they've met their own. Together, you'll expand without envy, love without possession, and build without competition. The greatest revelation, however, will happen in silence. One morning you'll wake up and feel an unfamiliar calm. It won't come from having all the answers but from finally not needing them. That's the paradox of your awakening. The moment you stop seeking meaning everywhere else, meaning begins to find you. You'll realize that your entire life has been a dialogue between your soul and the universe. Every delay, every detour, every heartbreak was a coded message leading you back home. When you remember who you are, your energy becomes magnetic. Not the kind that demands attention, but the kind that naturally commands it. You'll walk into a room and shift its frequency without saying a word. You'll speak less but mean more. You'll choose connection over performance, truth over politeness, depth over approval. You'll realize that people don't fall in love with your charm. They fall in love with your clarity. And this is the real secret the revelation will unlock. Authenticity isn't found in becoming something new, but in remembering what's always been true. The universe doesn't reward effort. It rewards alignment. When you stop pretending and start remembering, every step you take feels guided. Every challenge becomes purposeful. Every loss becomes preparation. Sagittarius, your life is not random. It's a constellation. Every star, every experience has been waiting for this alignment. You were never lost. You were gathering wisdom, collecting stories, building the vocabulary of your soul. And now, as this revelation unfolds, the archer within you lifts the bow once more, steady and certain, ready to aim at the horizon, not to escape life, but to meet it fully. Remember this, you are not becoming powerful, you are remembering that you always were. Gate 3, the liberation of authentic power. Sagittarius, when the revelation begins to settle, you will feel a strange mixture of peace and fire. A serenity that doesn't come from quiet, but from clarity. For the first time in years, you will not feel the need to explain yourself. You will simply exist fully, vividly, unapologetically. That's what authentic power feels like. It's not dominance. It's not loudness. It's the unshakable knowing that you are enough, that you were never behind, and that everything in your life has been perfectly timed for this very awakening. You see, for so long your energy has been fragmented. You gave pieces of yourself away, trying to be everything for everyone. You tried to be dependable for those who leaned on you, inspiring for those who looked up to you, humble for those who envied you, and agreeable for those who couldn't handle your fire. The result was exhaustion. A quiet depletion that felt like something essential had gone missing. What was missing wasn't love, opportunity, or direction, it was permission. Permission to live from your core instead of your conditioning. Authentic power begins the moment you give yourself that permission. It's when you stop performing worthiness and start embodying it. It's when you no longer seek validation because your own alignment has become the only proof you need. This is the energy you are stepping into before the month ends. A season of internal authority. You will begin to notice how your words carry new weight. When you speak, people listen. When you choose, circumstances shift. It's not magic, it's coherence. The outside world mirrors the inner one. And now that you are clear within, reality will rearrange itself to reflect that. But liberation always comes with a test. The universe will send moments that tempt you to shrink again, just to prove that you've truly learned. You might meet someone who challenges your new boundaries. You might receive an offer that looks comfortable but costs your freedom. You might face an old fear wearing a new disguise. And in those moments, your power will whisper, "Remember who you are." You don't need to fight. You don't need to convince. You simply need to stand rooted in your truth. The lesson isn't about resisting others. It's about refusing to abandon yourself. Sagittarius, your energy has always been contagious. People are drawn to your warmth, your curiosity, your humor. But here's the truth. Not everyone is meant to travel the full distance with you. As your vibration rises, the universe will gently clear away those who cannot breathe in your new atmosphere. Don't chase them back into your life. Their absence is not a loss. It's a confirmation that your frequency has changed. You're no longer meant to teach people who refuse to grow. You're meant to walk with those who inspire you as much as you inspire them. As you embody authentic power, you'll start to see the world differently. You'll notice how many people still live half alive, waiting for permission to begin. You'll see through the illusions that once captivated you. Titles, trends, appearances, and understand that true success has nothing to do with noise and everything to do with energy. The more aligned you become, the more abundance flows toward you effortlessly. Not because you chase it, but because you've become the kind of person it belongs to. At work, this may manifest as unexpected recognition or new leadership opportunities. Not because you suddenly changed, but because you stopped hiding. Your natural authority will begin to shine. The ideas you once kept quiet will now find an audience. The project you once hesitated to launch will unfold with ease. The world loves clarity, Sagittarius, and clarity is what you are now radiating. In relationships, this revelation will act like a mirror. Those who truly love you will celebrate your expansion. Those who only loved your compliance will resist it. Don't interpret their resistance as rejection. It's simply the sound of their illusions cracking. The moment you stop playing small, every dynamic that was built on your smallness must evolve or end. That's divine law. Love cannot breathe where truth is suffocated. So let what must fall, fall. When you stop clinging to the old, you make space for what's sacredly meant. There will come a moment, perhaps late at night, when you'll sit in silence and feel the magnitude of what's shifting. You'll remember the years you spent trying to fit in, the tears you shed over being misunderstood, the exhaustion of explaining your heart to people who were never meant to hold it. And then you'll feel something unexpected, gratitude, because every bit of pain was a breadcrumb leading you here, to this homecoming of the soul. You'll realize that none of it was wasted. The betrayal taught discernment. The rejection taught sovereignty. The loneliness taught self-trust. Every wound was a doorway back to your power. When Sagittarius reclaims power, they don't hoard it, they share it. And that's how you'll know your transformation is complete. Your presence will become medicine. People will feel calmer around you, not because you soothe them with false promises, but because your authenticity gives them permission to be real. You'll lead without trying. You'll heal without preaching. You'll inspire without effort. Your life will speak louder than your words ever could. You'll also begin to redefine ambition. You'll stop running after success like it's somewhere outside you. You'll realize that the highest achievement is integrity, when what you feel, say, and do are aligned. You'll stop chasing the next mountain and begin enjoying the view from where you are. Not out of complacency, but out of trust that every next step will unfold naturally when it's time. This calm confidence will make you magnetic to the right opportunities. The universe always conspires for those who no longer chase, but attract through authenticity. As this revelation integrates, remember, freedom isn't the absence of limits, it's the presence of truth. You don't need to rebel against anything anymore. You simply need to live so honestly that rebellion becomes unnecessary. The old Sagittarius burned bridges when frustrated. The new one builds gates of discernment, choosing carefully who and what may enter their world. And soon you'll look back and realize something almost divine. The version of you that once begged for validation has vanished. In its place stands someone luminous, grounded, unshakable. Someone who no longer fears their own fire. Someone who knows that leadership is not a role but a frequency. This is what it means to be truly free, to be guided not by fear of judgment, but by devotion to truth. Sagittarius, this is your liberation. You are no longer performing for applause. You are creating from alignment. You are not asking to be chosen. You are choosing yourself again and again, until the universe mirrors that choice in every area of your life. This is not the end of your journey. It's the first breath of your truest chapter. Gate 4, the manifestation of divine alignment. Sagittarius, when your inner world realigns, the outer world must follow. That's the sacred law of correspondence. As within, so without. You've spent years trying to manifest things from a place of scarcity. The love that would prove you're worthy. The job that would confirm your importance. The success that would quiet your doubts. But the revelation you are walking into will completely shift that vibration. You will no longer create from emptiness. You will create from overflow. This is the state of divine alignment. When what you seek is already alive within you, and the universe simply echoes it back. In the days following your awakening, the shift will feel subtle at first. People will treat you differently without knowing why. Conversations will open doors you didn't even knock on. Ideas that once felt impossible will suddenly take shape effortlessly. You'll notice synchronicities, songs, numbers, random signs, all reflecting one truth. You are in flow. The universe, like a loyal mirror, will begin to reorganize around your authenticity. And what you once had to chase will now begin to chase you. This is where the Sagittarius miracle begins. Not in the drama of sudden success, but in the quiet precision of right timing. You'll begin to understand why some dreams were delayed. They weren't rejections, they were calibrations. The universe was waiting for your frequency to match the magnitude of your calling. You can't pour divine purpose into a fearful vessel. And until now, you were still carrying fragments of old insecurity. But the revelation has burned those fragments away. You are finally ready to receive what has always been yours. This new energy will influence every area of your life. In your relationships, you'll begin to attract people who speak the same energetic language. Souls who honor depth over drama, truth over convenience. You'll notice how peace feels different now, not silent but alive. You won't need constant reassurance because you'll feel secure in your own being. You'll no longer chase connection out of loneliness. You'll share connection out of wholeness. And because of that, the love entering your life will mirror your healed vibration. Mutual, passionate, evolving. You'll realize that what you once called chemistry was often anxiety dressed as desire. Now you'll crave something cleaner. Love that expands rather than consumes. Presence that steadies rather than overwhelms. In your career and purpose, this alignment will become even more tangible. The Sagittarius mind is visionary. It sees beyond the obvious, but your gift has always been direction, not detail. The universe will begin sending allies to complement your vision. Collaborators, mentors, or even unexpected supporters who appear seemingly out of nowhere. Each one helping you translate your fire into form. Projects that once felt too big will now unfold piece by piece. You'll feel guided by an invisible rhythm. What once required forcing will now feel like following. This is not luck, it's resonance. And with that will come an important lesson. Abundance is not a reward, it's a reflection. When you honor your gifts, abundance becomes inevitable. When you suppress them, scarcity follows. You've lived long enough in the vibration of almost seen, almost valued, almost fulfilled. But almost is the frequency of self-denial, and that chapter is closing. The universe is ready to show you what fully feels like, fully alive, fully received, fully expressed. Still, alignment is not comfort, it's clarity. And clarity will sometimes feel uncomfortable, because as you rise, everything untrue must fall away. You may find yourself leaving behind old environments, old habits, even old dreams that no longer resonate. You'll learn to distinguish between what merely looks good and what feels right. That's how divine timing works. It removes what no longer fits before delivering what truly belongs. Trust this pruning. Every no will serve a larger yes. Every ending will protect the integrity of your new beginning. There's a subtle but profound transformation happening in your relationship with time as well. Sagittarius energy is impatient by nature. It wants to leap, to explore, to conquer the horizon before anyone else. But this new phase will teach you the elegance of patience, not waiting in passivity, but trusting in divine sequence. You'll start noticing that things arrive not when you demand them, but when you're energetically ready to sustain them. You'll look back and realize that the universe was never late. You were just still rehearsing your readiness. And then comes the most beautiful realization of all. You never needed to prove your worth to receive your blessings. You only needed to embody it. The people who once ignored your efforts will start to notice. The doors that once stayed locked will open. Yet, ironically, you won't crave their validation anymore. You'll see now that what you were chasing was never the thing, it was the feeling. The feeling of alignment, peace, authenticity. And now that you have it, everything else is just a reflection of that wholeness. This revelation will also redefine your relationship with spirituality. You'll stop searching for signs of favor and start recognizing yourself as the sign. You'll realize that divine communication was never outside you. It has always spoken through your intuition, through those gut feelings you used to doubt. You'll stop bargaining with the universe and start collaborating with it. Every decision will feel like a co-creation, every moment a dialogue. You'll no longer pray from desperation but from devotion. Not please give me, but thank you for guiding me. And this gratitude will multiply everything it touches, because gratitude is the master key to manifestation. It's the proof that you already trust the outcome. And when Sagittarius trusts, miracles multiply. Expect invitations, surprises, expansions that seem too perfect to be coincidence. They won't be coincidences. They will be confirmations. But the real gift of this phase isn't what you'll receive. It's what you'll become. You'll become someone who no longer fears visibility, because you finally understand that shining doesn't separate you from others. It serves them. You'll become someone who no longer measures progress by external milestones, but by inner alignment. You'll become someone who doesn't chase the next horizon just to escape, but explores it because creation itself is your nature. The archer within you is awakening again. Steady, fierce, centered. You're no longer shooting arrows blindly into the future. Now your aim is sacred. You understand that your destiny isn't a destination. It's an unfolding. Every step, every risk, every revelation is part of a greater symphony being written through you. Sagittarius, divine alignment isn't about finding the light. It's about realizing you are the light. And when you finally live from that truth, nothing remains impossible. The universe bends toward authenticity. The more you trust your essence, the more everything around you begins to move in harmony. The revelation is complete. The mask has fallen. The fire is free. The path ahead isn't about becoming more. It's about remembering you are already infinite. Conclusion: returning to the fire within. Take a breath, Sagittarius. Feel the stillness beneath everything you've heard. After all the storms, all the revelations, all the awakenings, here you are. Whole, present, real. You've crossed invisible thresholds within yourself. And now the horizon feels wider, not because the world changed, but because you did. You've walked through fear and found freedom. You've peeled away layers of false humility and rediscovered your divine confidence. You've remembered that power isn't something you chase. It's something you stand in. The revelation wasn't about becoming someone new. It was about returning to the truth of who you've always been. The seeker who trusts the journey. The archer who never stops believing there's light beyond the next mountain. From this stillness, your next chapter begins. Not in struggle, but in flow. Not through force, but through faith. The universe has been waiting for this version of you. The one who no longer begs for direction but moves with purpose. Who no longer fears endings because they now recognize them as openings. You've stepped out of survival and into creation. And from this space, miracles can finally land. If this message has touched something deep inside you, trust that it wasn't random. Like it if your spirit feels lighter. Share it if you know another soul who's ready to awaken. Subscribe to continue walking this sacred path together. With Sophia, through Zodiac Wisdom. where every sign becomes a mirror, and every story a reminder that we are all infinite beings learning to remember. The month will end, yes, but your light won't. This is your rebirth, Sagittarius. And the universe is watching, smiling, whispering, welcome home to yourself.